afternoon, evening, whenever you are watching this video. We are back here at Dorney Park. We're going to check out any updates the park has made over the past 2 weeks, and we'll have a great day. So let's get right into the park. One of the main reasons for our visit today was because this weekend was technically the opening for Wildwater Kingdom. But as we can see, the gates are up for Saturday, May 24th. That is because it is kind of cold out today. It is in the high 50s, low 60s. They quoted on the website saying unseasonably cold weather, so unfortunately we couldn't get any water slide action today. We are unknown at the state of Lightning Falls at the moment, but first ride of the day is going to be Talon, so we will update you once we get off of that. Well, this is shocking. There's like nobody over here, so let's see how many rides we can get at the beginning of the morning. Looking good, looking good. Once again, if you want to check out a full update on this, you can check out the video right up here. That's where you're gonna find out the full final update for Lightning Falls. Could only manage 2 rides on Talon. The crowd started to get over after the first ride, so that's all we could get. One in the back row, one in row 7. Unfortunately, the first ride wasn't as fast as it usually is. That's because there wasn't a lot of weight on the train, so it had to get a little warmed up. But the second ride in row 7, that was really good. Of course, sitting in the magic seat of the left side, that's where it is at, because that's what the 0G roll, you get a lot of whip from the left side. So make sure to any row you're sitting on Talon, make sure to sit on the left side, because otherwise it's still a good ride on any other seat, but of course left side is going to be king. Wild Mouse is open today, and of course it already has a line onto it. Just goes to show how popular this ride is and how much of a people eater this is. So happy to see it open for all the guests to go in, so we can ride the other rides with minimal wait. Unfortunately, Whitewater Landing does not appear to be open right now. There is a boat on the lift hill in the station and one stacked on the drop over there. You can't really see it right now, but it is stacked on the drop. So we'll see if this can be open today. Of course, with the cold weather, I don't expect most of the water rides to be open, so we'll see if anything happens there. Ever since our last visit, they also added a lot of seating up near the meteor area, so very nice change there. Alright, attempt 3 at Hydra, and it is finally a station wave. Happy we could get this in a morning ride. So let's take our first ride of the season during its 20th anniversary. Of course, the reason for the long lines in the recent visits was because it is on one train. We can see the second train right over there, so it is just about ready for the season, so we'll see if they can get the second train on the track soon. Finally got our ride on Hydra, right in the back row. Unfortunately, the one train ops does make this ride kind of slow operational wise, so that's why we haven't been able to get it on it until now. Ride wise, it was running like it was in the old times. Of course, I wasn't alive when it was in 2005, so couldn't get a ride when it was very, very old, but it does seem that it has gotten smoother over the past few years, especially since it was kind of rough towards COVID time. So happy to see that they are still maintaining this ride even after 20 years. Kind of hard seeing this view and not going on Iron Menace. That is exactly what we are not going to do. We're gonna shake things up today. We're gonna do Possessed first. A very nice row 12 ride here on Possessed. I've always liked a back row ride just because of that the positives going in the vertical backward spike. Not so much for the forward twisted spike, but of course that you want those positives going backwards. So I think the back is where it's at. Of course, it wasn't a very back ride, but we can get what we take. So very nice ride. And how could we not go to the steel yard without riding Iron Menace? Let's see how many rides we can get on this. Just seeing some of these wait time boards. Obviously this one was up last year. I'm wondering if they'll add them for the other rides, such as like Steel Force, Talon, something like that. So hopefully they make that change next year. Five very solid rides here on Iron Menace. I think it is solidified. The front right is my favorite seat on this ride, only because you can really get really good rotation on the Immelman here and also the 0G roll. So I think it's about that really nice rotation that really matters about this ride. For the left, you kind of go in on yourself when you rotate on dive loop, 0G roll, things like that, but when you're on the right, you go above it, if that kind of makes sense. So I'm conflicted front or back, but I think front edges out just a little bit. So really, really nice rides on one of my favorite rides here. I will release a ranking video of all the coasters here later in the year, so you can find the official ranking in that video. We have now made it our way over to the Steel Force Plaza. Seems that we caught it at a pretty good time. Coming in here, it seemed that it was stuck on the lift hill. I'm kind of not sure what was happening there. Maybe it wasn't quite ready and they were not ready for operation, but we saw it testing on Iron Menace, so it seems to be open right now, so let's catch a ride.
I don't like that. No?
solid row 3 ride in the Magic Seat. I do believe row 3 is the row to go on this ride because everybody goes to the front and you don't really want to wait for the front row. So the best front car ride would be that row 3 ride, and I do believe you get the strongest airtime up there, and it definitely hit more than the back. Of course, we didn't get a back row ride today. We can't really attest how it's running in the back, but that's besides the point. Crew was really good, actually. I think I counted maybe only one stacked train while we were in line, so hats off to the Steel Force crew pumping it out. Next ride of the day is going to be on Thunderhawk, the 101-year-old coaster. When we were on Steel Force, we did notice that it was on one train, so this line might be a bit long, but I think we're willing to wait it out. Very solid back row ride on Thunderhawk in the non-wheel seat. So it wasn't technically the back row, but second to back. But I mean, that's where you want to be, so it's not too rough. Operation-wise, it's still on one train, so they didn't get the second train out as we were up in the station this time. But very smooth ride in a non-wheel seat. Would highly recommend to get a ride in there. So very nice airtime. Unfortunately, trim does still hit, so that does kind of kill the finale. So other than that, really good ride. I kind of half expected this when they announced that Wildwater Kingdom would be closed today, but Thunder Creek Mountain, Dorney's log flume, is not open today. So I was planning on riding this today, but you know, you can get what you can get. We did not ride this last year, so I would really like to get at least a ride this year. Kind of kicking myself that I did not get this on opening day, but in this location right here, there was a goose nesting eggs here. They put a lot of barriers around it with a sign that says "Do not disturb the wildlife." So that's very good on Dorney to keep the goose eggs safe. But it appears that the goose eggs have now hatched and they have planted some flowers around it. So unfortunately, I couldn't get the goose laying eggs, but very nice that they managed to upkeep this light pole right here. Always gotta respect the classics when you are here at Dorney, so we're going to take a ride on Enterprise. Always a fun time on the classic Enterprise. These models are starting to go extinct. We've recently seen Carowinds remove their model, so we don't know the lifetime for this model here at Dorney. So always important to ride these classic rides because you never know when they might be going away. Very unfortunate we couldn't go today, although did they make this sign today? Like, why do they have a specific sign for Wildwater Kingdom opening on May 25th? That's kind of weird that they just have that sign on reserve, but okay, that's pretty interesting. We have now made it our way to the front of the park. We're going to start our re-rides here on Talon. Two re-rides on Talon, one in the back and one in the front. Our first front row ride of the year. I really do think that the back is better, especially since it has sped up since the morning. So you really get a lot more float in the back, especially on that second drop midway through the ride. So really do think this is a back row ride. Of course, gotta sit on that left side seat for the 0G roll, but other than that, really good rides. Alright, they did manage to get Whitewater Landing open, of course with no queue since it is kind of cold out, so very happy they can get that open. Does not appear that green Dominator is in operation right now, and I'm sure red Dominator has a pretty lengthy line, so this will be a skip for today. Back at the steel yard, time to get some re-rides on our Menace. Scratch that, does not seem to be very open right now. We'll wait this out to see if they get anything. They are testing though, so maybe we can get catch it at a good time. And literally a minute later, here we are entering the line. Very nice front row ride for the re-ride here on Iron Menace. Surprisingly, we got 4 front row rides today, which is very unheard of. We usually get obviously the second or third rows. So empty buckets are right here. Might as well take a ride on this. Never mind, that line is not worth it. So that will be a skip for today. Yep, and Revolution's line is quite lengthy as well, so we won't have to be doing that, but that is just a good sign that it may be starting to get a little bit crowded now. We're going to get our re-ride here on Steel Force, and that will probably be it for the day. Yeah, the last time I've seen this line this long was at Haunt, but I mean, for Steel Force it is kind of worth it, so this will definitely be our last ride of the day. Got a nice back car ride on Steel Force. We were the second to back. The back row was a little bit long for us. Definitely this solidifies this as a front row ride. Definitely more airtime hits better in the front car. But the only thing good about the drop is the back is the drop. So that's the only thing good that the back has. What was surprising though was the trims did not hit as hard this time, so we got decent airtime in the return run, so that was pretty neat. But yep, that will be our last ride today. We will start making our way towards the exit. So Iron Mill is probably one of, if not the best food option here at the park. Of course we didn't eat here today, but we will definitely eat here in the future. Just for reference, this is the menu for Iron Mill. This is new for this year, in Italian sausage with sauteed peppers, onions, and marinara. Of course, you got your signature crispy chicken sandwich, of course, flatbreads, and these are the side options. So if you're looking to come to the steel yard, come to Iron Mill, get some of these options right here. That is going to just about do it from our day here at Dorney Park. Shame that Wildwater Kingdom could not be open today, but I mean, it was kind of chilly out, so it's kind of expected. Make sure to leave a comment of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and of course, subscribe if you would like to see more theme park content. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day.